Good day, people. Welcome to my channel. If you are following my videos, you know that I am an IMG from Moscow. Actually, I'm Australian citizen, but I studied in Moscow, and I did graduated about 3 months ago, and I just recently passed my Step 1, 2023. Yay! Anyway, all right. So if you are new to my channel, welcome you guys. I've been trying to make some videos about how to prepare for Step 1. I suggest you guys to just go and see my other videos. Start with the very first one about how to prepare yourself for the Step 1 exam. In my previous video, I talked about the first and the most important resources for Step 1. The first one was first aid, and the second one was the USMLE Step. Alright, in this video, I'm going to tell you about what other resources you need. I mean, the most important resources. I know sometimes you hear that you only need first aid and USMLE. I'll tell you, believe me, they're not enough, okay? They are alright, but they're not enough. Unless you have a very solid knowledge, okay? And if you don't have solid knowledge, especially the basics, okay, you need to have other resources to help you to build up the strong foundation for yourself so you can pass this exam. Okay, alright. So before further ado, let's jump into them and start with the first one. Okay, so as I said, at the first you need first aid to build up your knowledge, and also you need QBank, which is USMLE. Okay, what else you need? The other thing that you need the first one is you need something to help you build a good foundation for your microbiology and pharmacology. They are very important. Believe me, you're gonna have at least 20% of your questions related to pharmacology and microbiology. So imagine they are very important, okay? And they're not difficult questions, okay? They are easy questions. But if you don't know, if you cannot remember them, you're gonna miss an easy points, okay? And as I said before, I'm just telling you this over and over again. Even single question is the decisive factor in passing this exam, all right? You don't want to miss easy questions, okay? Look, there are going to be questions that are about 10-15 lines, a lot of lab values, and it's going to kill your time. But there are some questions that you can simply pick up them and just mark the question and move on 5-10 seconds. For example, in my exam, there was a question saying about a guy that basically traveling to a mountain and was eating wild berries and then got diarrhea. So straight away, wild berries, camping, diarrhea. What I was thinking about, it was giardiosis, okay? That was giardia. That was something that came into my mind. So straight away, I picked it up, 5 seconds, mark it, and move to the next question. Simple as that, okay? That's why it's very important to have a solid knowledge, okay? Or for example, there was another question. It was coming about it was about a guy that had pork and then got myopathy, something similar to that, or cardiomyopathy, okay? So what you can think of trichinella, alright? So that's it, because as I said, it's just relating them together, okay? Pork, trichinella, myopathy, simple as that. Okay, so how you can build up this knowledge, how you can master them. As I said, as you know, microbiology and pharmacology, both of them are vast amount of information, lot of similarities, okay, lot of overlapping information. You see, you can see people coming with diarrhea, people coming with fever, diarrhea, stomach pain, and it can be Shigella, it can be Salmonella, it can be Giardia, it can be a lot of things. How you can pick them? All right, what is helping you? is, as I said, you study first aid, you do Q-bank, but they're not enough because you need something in your brain that straight away it comes and trigger your answer in your brain. And what is it? It's the most, I would say, interesting resource that helped me a lot. Not helping me, helping many people. And that was sketchy microbe and sketchy pharmacology. So write a sketchy. So a sketchy is one thing that you need. Okay, so you need a sketchy to give you a visual vision. All right, so it imprinted in your brain as a visual reminder. It's a visual reminder. It stays in your brain forever. For example, I did a sketchy for microbiology and a sketchy for pharmacology. They give you enough information that you need, very important information, but the information stays in your brain because it's a picture. For example, now, when I think of Giardia, I know in Giardia, in sketchy, there was I know the medication which is metronidazole. I won't forget that because what? When they were just teaching about Giardia in sketchy, there was a railroad on top of that is saying that it's a metronidazole, it's a railroad, so I never forget that, okay? Or other things, okay? So that's what I'm telling you. A sketchy is a good thing. It's a videos, mostly about 5 to 10 minutes videos, and for each and every microbe that you need, for bacteria, viruses, for the parasites and everything you need. It gives you a visual, as I said, picture. It stays in your brain and you never forget. I can remember most of them, even without looking at books. I remember I did a sketchy microbe when I was just eating my lunch or I was eating my dinner or just watching 1 or 2, 3 videos, and that was simple as that, okay? And it stays in my brain. So a sketchy for micro and a sketchy for pharmacology. Okay, a sketchy pharmacology. If you have enough time, watch them and try to learn, because it's not only about the picture. It gives you the most important drugs. Okay, because as you know, for example, we have different groups of drugs, and each group they are containing like number of drugs, but it gives you the most important and current medication that are using in United States. That's why watch them as sketchy pharmacology, and you can read them, the side effects. Or one thing about sketchy is, look, before step 1 becomes pass and fail, the score was matter. Okay, so it was coming with 3-digit scores, and the score was very important. You needed to have above 220, 230. But now it has changed. It has becoming pass and fail. All right. So spending too much detail into pharmacology, I won't recommend it. It doesn't hurt you, but it takes a lot of time. What you can do is master the mechanism of action and side effects. That is what it matters. Look, you might see only 1 or 2 drugs that is coming. Most 1 or 2 drugs that's coming for example, they're asking for the treatment. Okay, most recently they are just asking questions about mechanism of actions. For example, you need to know mechanism of action certain drug. Or, for example, they were saying about paclitaxel, okay, which is a chemotherapy drug. Okay, they are asking what is the mechanism of action for this drug. The mechanism of action, they are stabilizing the microtubules. Okay, and you will see it in a sketchy pharma, because I can remember they were showing like Tarzan, all right, the Tarzan coming from paclitaxel. Okay, and it was holding one of those tubes, and the tube was presenting the microtubes in the body. Okay, that's why it gives you a visual mnemonic that stays in your brain and you will forget it. Okay, so a sketchy pharma, read a sketchy pharma, and also a sketchy microbe for these 2 subjects. Okay, next one. The next resource that you need is for biochemistry. Biochemistry is recently heavily tested. Believe me, you're going to see at least 10 to 15% biochemistry questions. They're not simple, they're not easy questions. Why do I say that? For example, let me tell you this. They are asking you a question about a patient coming with immunology or with the immune system deficiency disease. Okay, for example, they are coming with the thymus deficiency, with the bone marrow deficiency, lack of B cell and T cell lymphocytes. Okay, and they are asking what is lacking, what enzyme is lacking. This is the biochemistry. It is like the deaminase enzyme, which is lacking here. And because if we don't have this enzyme, what is happening? There's going to be failure in production of lymphocytes. Okay, that's why they are linking the biochemistry to pathology. Okay, and that's why they are heavily concentrate on biochemistry now. Okay, they're not simply asking, okay, this enzyme is going to do that. Now they are asking you, there is a patient coming, it's a certain problem, and now you need to be able to pick up the enzyme, the biochemistry related problem, and solve the answer. That's why it's very important biochemistry to remember that. And what is going to help you with that? Pixorize. Pixorize, I would say it's a gold standard for me. Okay, look, I had a solid base in biochemistry. Okay, I love biochemistry, so I studied well through my university years, medical school years, but still, you remember the most of it. You forget the most important parts. Okay, over the time, you are moving towards the clinical treatment of the patient, and you will forget about the basics, you forget about the biochemistry. That's why you need something to remind you those. And Pixorize is the one that Pixorize, it's the #1 resource for Pixorize. For what? For biochemistry. So Pixorize works like a sketchy. Okay, it gives you all the information that you need, which stays in your brain, and you won't forget it. As I said, it comes to biochemistry, you need something extra. Just only by reading it time and times, it won't stay in your brain. You need something more solid, and Pixorize is the gold standard for me. Okay, it helped me enormously. Unfortunately, I found the Pixorize pretty late. I didn't know about it. So just about, I think I was about 6 weeks or 7 weeks left from my 6 weeks left from my preparation, and then I found about Pixorize. So I picked it. I know 1 week I only watched this video from morning to night. 1 week every day. So I watched all the videos in just like in few days, and that helped me a lot, all right, to master them. As I said, I knew the biochemistry, but this helped me for everything to stay in my brain. So Pixorize is next one. Believe me, you're gonna love this. And then just once you pass your exam, come back to my video and mention that I told you about Pixorize, and it's gonna save you time. Okay? So sketchy for macro, for pharmacology, Pixorize for biochemistry. That's all you need, okay, for basics. All right, next one, next resource. Okay, look, all of us going to have hard time solving biostatics, okay? Biostatics, you will see, look, at least 5 to 6%, 2 to 3 questions each block coming from biostats. Either you need to solve the questions, or they are coming as a questions that you have to pick the right answer for them, okay? But still you need to know how to solve them. So for biostatics, there is a chapter in first aid that you can read, but it is very vague. By only reading it, you won't be able to answer the questions, okay? So UWorld is going to give you some questions which help you to understand, but you need something extra. You need something to give you the edge. So you come across all the questions and you can master them, you can ace them, all right? As I said, biostats looks very, very difficult, but believe me, it's easy. Once you know the basics, you can easily solve them. And they are those questions that boost your number, because not everyone will be able to answer these questions. And There is a curve in USMLE that basically your marks are, your grades are marked based on the curve. For example, the question that everyone answers, they get less grade, less marks, okay? They are less important. But if there's a question that you are only answering them, you get better mark on them, okay? So it boosts your chances, okay? That's why you don't want to miss this part, okay? You don't want to miss this section. And everyone has difficulty solving biostats, okay? So what you need to do, there is a YouTube channel that I studied, and it's called Dr. Neil, okay? Dr. Neil, there is this guy, Dr. Neil, his videos on biostats are savior, believe me, savior. They're gonna save you time. He's going to teach you how to solve the question. Look, biostat was my weakest spot. It was my weakest spot. Every time I solved MBME questions, my worst marks were from biostats. One day I said, look, man, stop it. It's just hurting me. Because I would solve the difficult questions, then I would come to my biostats, and like, for example, in one block I had 10 biostats, 4 biostats, 3 of them were right. So it was driving me crazy. I said, look, I'm gonna stop. I stopped everything that day. I stopped everything. 2 days I studied his YouTube videos. I went through, like, it's about 16 or 17 videos. I went through these 16 and 17 videos within 2 days. I watched them early in the morning to night, alright? So all day, I would say maybe, 12 hours, 14 hours, just watching his videos. And then, once I watched all the videos, I went back to first aid and I read it. And that time, everything made sense to me. Alright, so that was the time. It was a breaking point. It was a breaking point for me. But then, once I found this guy and I watched his movies, it was a turning point. My weakest point, or my weakest spot, turned to a strongest spot. Alright, so I could easily solve the questions. It didn't make sense to me. Okay, the null hypothesis, the alpha error, or beta error, or the power. I couldn't make sense of them. But once I watched his videos, easily understanding the reason, what is alpha, what is p-value. Basically, I found that alpha equal to p-value. If p-value is above alpha, it means it is null hypothesis that is correct, okay? If it's below that, null hypothesis is rejected. Simple as that, believe me. It might not make sense to you right now what I'm telling you, but watch this video, then read first the public health chapter, and you will understand what I mean. Okay? So go back to watch Dr. Neil for biostats, and it is a turning point for you. It was a turning point for me, turning for you. If you don't understand, doesn't matter. Watch it again. Okay? Enough time. Don't leave it for the end. Start from the beginning. You need to understand this part, okay? Alright, so Dr. Neil has other videos for general pharmacology. What is general pharmacology? It is basically about dynamic of the pharmacology, and kinematic of the pharmacology, and you will see the question about it, alright? At least 2 to 3 questions coming for it. And you need to master this. As I said, it's a simple question. You don't want to miss it. Okay, there are certain questions, even if you read the first 800 times, you might still not be able to solve it. There are very, very difficult questions out there. But you don't want to miss a simple question, and that is where it hurts. Okay, you see the question, it is only simple 2-3 lines question, but if you miss it, it's still in your brain, okay? It just, in your session, you say, oh man, I should have studied more. So, go to these videos, watch these videos, they help you with biostats and pharmacology, and general pharmacology, okay? Alright, so I guess I spoke about most resources that you need. Alright, there's one more thing that I have to tell you about how to test your your knowledge, if whether you are ready or you are not ready. Okay, watch my next video. In my next video, I'll tell you how to gauge your knowledge, whether you are ready for the exam or if you're not. Okay, how to understand that. Follow my next video. Alright, see you guys.